Manitopulin Island is the largest freshwater island in the world. It is a beautiful island of about 13,000 people nestled into Georgian Bay in Lake Huron. There are over 150 tributaries that feed not only Georgian Bay, but the North Channel. This is Kagawong, and the Kagawong River flows north. It feeds from Lake Kagawong, which is the second largest lake on the island, and there is a fantastic salmon fishery on Manitopulin and the surrounding waters. We can't wait to bring you this week's episode. It's all about the Salmon Classic, sponsored by the Manitopulin Expisotor, our local newspaper. Let's get right into that action.
Life offers no guarantees, but the one thing we've learned for sure is that the time we have is indeed precious. The more time we spend with family, friends, and with nature can make the difference between living a good life and living a great one. Join us on our quest to be participants rather than observers, to learn from our mistakes, to share our successes and our failures as we spend all of the time we have chasing our dreams, fueling our passion, and fueling the fire in the great outdoors. Closed captioning for Fuel the Fire TV is brought to you by letsrolloutals.ca.
David.
Hey Neil, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good man, good to see you.
Awesome. I can't wait, folks. We're here on Manitopulin Island, and we're going to be participating in the 3rd annual Manitopulin Expisotor Salmon Classic. What do you got in store for the Derby?
It's looking good. It's looking really good. May and June have been great. Beginning of July has been great. Lots of salmon around on the South Shore, lots of bait. We have a return of the alewives.
Right,
this year.
and smelt.
And smelt, lots of smelt. Like
perfect.
Smelt like I haven't seen in 30 years.
Now, so that being said, what are you predicting the biggest salmon is going to be?
Oh, I'd like to see 27 or 28.
Yeah,
And they're out there. Well, they're out there. There's already been one caught.
Right now, with all that bait and fish, weighing in, a couple came into Prov already, 20 plus. This spring.
Yeah.
So Providence Bay is doing well. The bait is there on top of that. So maybe in a month or so, those fish could be upwards of 25 pounds.
Yeah, I think they will be.
Now, price structure, same way?
Yeah, the exact same way. We've got top 25 prizes, top 5 are cash, so 12,000, 4,000, 25, 15, and 5.
Yep.
That stays the same. We have the mystery weight Jake's smoker, a beautiful smoker, $1,000. That's there as well.
Okay.
We have the top for trout, top for youth, and we upped the daily prize this year. That's a big change.
Right.
So instead of the $100,
it's $200.
It's $200.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great. We can't wait. We're here to pick up our tickets, and once we have those, Diane and Darcy and Aspen and I, we're gonna hit the water.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I have them right here, man.
Oh, perfect. There we go. Our Salmon Classic tickets. Can't wait. Man. We'll see you on the water.
Awesome. See ya.
All right, Aspen and I and Diane are finally set up for the 3rd annual Salmon Derby put on by the Manitopulin Expisotor. Now, if you don't already know this, Manitopulin Island has 108 inland lakes on it, and it has all kinds of tributaries that feed the North Shore and the South Shore of the island. There's multiple areas that we can fish for salmon and trout, and this is one of my favorite. It's out in front of Michael's Bay, and that is fed by one of the biggest lakes on the island. Actually, it is the biggest lake on the island, Lake Manitou. And the Manitou River flows all the way down south and empties out into Michael's Bay. This is a great spot to catch fish. The other night, I was out with Zach Gamage, one of my favorite charter clients. You and his nephew, we tied into a great salmon for the leaderboard. Where is the line?
300.
It's at 300.
260, 270.
That's all right. Just fight. I'm just settling now.
Yeah, we're good.
It feels like he's good in there. Zach's got a real good fish on. Ewan's on camera.
We're under 100.
I want to try and work him to the back. Zach, he's gonna want to run a little bit. You doing good? Took another 100 feet of line. Zach's got a real good fish on. This is probably 16 pounds or better. I've seen a run of maybe, how far was that first run? 300 feet? 400 feet. All right, here we go. Oh, there he goes. The tire mount, he's on there good.
Oh!
Yeah!
Buddy!
Wife and Zach Gamage here, and we're fishing. Whoa! The Manitopulin Expisotor Salmon Classic. Zach is a longtime customer, but this is a great fish that's going to get Zach up on the leaderboard. 16-8.
Solid.
We knew it was a great fish when it started screaming off all that line. We're back in the same spot because Aspen is also trying to get on the leaderboard. We're gonna sleep overnight in the boat in the bay and be back at it in the morning.
This segment of Fuel the Fire TV was brought to you by Manitoulin Chrysler. This segment is brought to you by Indigenous Tourism Ontario.
All right, that was a great fish for Zach. That was a great fish for the boat. One of the most epic fights we've ever had, with that fish coming right up in between the motors and not actually getting caught in the motor. But we're back at it this morning. Aspen and I, we slept in the boat last night, so we had a great night's sleep, and now we're back at it about a half an hour before daybreak. We've done this before, and Aspen has caught a real good fish in season 2. Darcy's caught fish, and actually Diane's caught some nice fish. So it's a nice calm morning. We're back at it, and hopefully one of these lines is going to go off and we'll get on that leaderboard. That's it. Are you coming? Put your hand up here. Good, good, good. I'll watch here. Oh, he's right there. What are you doing? Putting on your makeup this morning?
No, I was putting on my pants.
Oh my goodness. Taking off your PJs. Awesome fish. Holy mackerel. Let me get this out of the way. This is a great first entry for the Salmon Derby. Probably about a 9-pounder, I would say. That was a good fish. She was in her pajamas this morning and she wanted to put her pants on, and so she got caught in the cutty. But that's all right. We got the fish in the boat, and that's the important thing. Fish in the Manitopulin Expisotor Salmon Classic. This is Aspen's first fish of this year's Derby. What a great fish and what a great fight. Good job. Fueling the passion, fueling the fire, and getting outdoors. Okay, here you go. You take this. Hey, Aspen seems to have a good fish on here. We're gonna clear the line, get all of this out of the way. I don't know what it is. We're gonna find out, I hope. Yeah, just steady pressure. We want steady pressure on that fish. Can't see him yet. Maybe it's a good lake trout. Hard to say. Hard to say what that is. That's it, you're doing good. Keep fighting them. Fighting them.
Maybe it's a fighter.
Fighter? Hey, it's a big lake trout. You might run at the boat, so get ready to reel fast if he runs at the boat. Let me get this out of the way. This looks like a pretty good fish for us. Okay, that's good. Yeah, just keep it steady. Keep it steady. This is her second fish of the day. Oh yeah, that looks like a good lake trout, I think. Steady, steady like that.
Holy.
Looks like a big lake trout. Looks like a big lake trout. Keep coming, just like that. Keep coming right in. Keep coming right in. Keep coming right in. Keep coming right in. Oh my! That is a big lake trout. Look at how big that is. Oh, look. That's like 10 pounds or something. I don't know how big that is. That's awesome! Boom! This, get up here. Get up on top of the seat. Look at this fish. This is a great lake trout for Providence Bay. Again, we're fishing just out of the mouth of the Mindamoya River, and that feeds this part of the southern shores of Manitopulin. Lake trout are a lazy old fish when they get on the line, but you did a great job at reeling that up. We had a fantastic morning this morning. We were up before dawn. Aspen reeled in almost a 12-pound Chinook salmon, and now she picked up probably a 9-pound lake trout. That's awesome. Get your kids outdoors, fuel their passion, fuel that fire, get outdoors. We'll be right back.
This segment is brought to you by JR Wetlands Outfitters.
Okay. All right, we're just getting set up. We're fishing Providence Bay, and we're using a thunder plug. Now, my buddy Sean, the fish regulator is what his handle is. He always uses this Lyman plug. This is his favorite plug, and he actually sold me this plug because I didn't have one, and he had an extra. It's one, I think it's his number 8. But we're just gonna get set up. We're fishing with Kikaboo shop Ray Vickers, and he's come up to the island with his wife Allison to see if we can land a salmon and hopefully put it on the barbecue. And we look like we've got a great salmon. He's actually getting some airtime here. Because in this week's Wild Game Kitchen, that's what we're going to be cooking on the barbecue. Now Ray and his wife Allison and his little guy. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, he's getting some hang time. Oh no, is he off?
Oh, I think I lost him.
No, he's still there. jumping like crazy. Oh, it's a perfect eater for the barbecue. This actually might be an Atlantic. He's jumping like crazy. You got a rainbow in the background. That's awesome. And he hit on a thunder plug, which is a lineman lure. It's a cedar lure. It's a cedar lure. Oh, he's jumping like crazy. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Man, that guy was dancing like awesome. Crazy. That's great, good fish, man. Awesome, that's gonna be in this week's Wild Game Kitchen. We can't wait to show you this fish, and then we're gonna show you a real interesting recipe that Ray has come up with his wife, Allison. This is a coho salmon. There's 5 kinds of salmon species out here. Cohos, we've got Chinooks, which are the bigger ones for the derby. But this is a great eating fish, and we know it's a coho because of its gray gums. But again, a great eating fish, probably about, oh man, that's gotta go 5.5, maybe 6 pounds. That's a good fish. I can't wait to get that on the barbecue. Hey folks, welcome to this week's Wild Game Kitchen. I'm here with Ray and Allison Vickers of Kikaboo Shop. It's a new meat seasoning company here in Ontario. Glad you guys could make it up to Manitopulin Island for the weekend. These guys have fantastic product. It's called meat juice. Marinade is one. What's the other one?
Jerky juice.
Jerky juice is another one. And they have all kinds of spice as well.
So Kikaboo Shop is a family business. It started 30 years ago with my father processing wild game back in Owen Sound. Over the last 30 years, he's developed his own line of spices and seasonings. He's got his meat juice, his steak marinade, his jerky juice, where he's been making all of his jerky recipes. We've got sausage and pepperoni seasonings. And we've basically taken those recipes since he's retired, and we've put them in individual package for hunters, outdoors people to process their own wild game. Last night we were lucky enough to harvest a nice coho salmon, so we're going to cook that up on the barbecue. My wife is exceptionally good at cooking the fish, and tonight we're actually going to try a new fish recipe that I know that our family really enjoys, and then hopefully you guys will enjoy it too.
Okay, so in this recipe that we have for the coho salmon, it's a combination of 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 clove of minced garlic. So really easy. Put half of it on the fish before it goes on the barbecue and save half of it for after it's done. And I'm just gonna barbecue it 4 minutes each side, nice and quick. There we go. Barbecue's right now at about 375, so like I said, 4 minutes per side. 4 minutes, let's just do a quick flip. And that's always the tricky part. And another 4 minutes.
Check this out, looks fantastic. What's our last step?
Take it off. We're gonna put the remaining of the sauce on the salmon.
Okay.
And then just let it sit for 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's it.
And then it'll kind of do the last little bit of cooking on its own.
Exactly.
As it cools. This is an easy recipe.
Easy.
Right.
That's what we want, easy.
That's what I love to do, is have those easy recipes. That's it, folks. That's this week's Wild Game Kitchen with Ray and Allison from Kikaboo Shop.
This segment of Fuel the Fire TV is brought to you by Buckdown Archery.
Welcome back to Fuel the Fire TV. We just had a monster hit here. Oh man, okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. You know what? I am gonna take this one. We just got a monster hit. Okay, that's right, that's right, that's right. Just keep it steady. Just keep steady pressure on them. Steady pressure is what we want. We're fishing Michael's Bay. And Michael's Bay, that's good. If he's tiring, Michael's Bay is where the Manitou River comes out.
Okay, I just thought.
Hey.
Oh my god!
Okay. Hang on. We're gonna try and keep him away from this side, okay? He's in the teens, I think. Okay. Fat. Oh, awesome fish. What a fight that was. What a fight. Oh, he's definitely 12, maybe 13 pounds for sure. Oh, good job. Good job. Woo. Oh, look at that fish. That's awesome. That's probably, I'd say it's close to 13 or 14 pounds anyway. That is an awesome, awesome fish. We're out here for the Expositor Salmon Derby on Manitopulin Island, and Diane just fueled her passion. She fueled the fire and she got outdoors, and it's our first day back to school. Woohoo! All right, this is probably our last entry for the 2018 Manitopulin Salmon Classic, a nice 5 or 6 pound lake trout. Aspen did a great job of reeling this in, and you know what? We had a great season. We didn't win anything as far as big fish are concerned, but man, we had a great time, and we had some quality time. Especially Aspen gave it a real good shot this year, and I was happy to spend all of that time in the boat, fueling our passion, fueling the fire, and getting outdoors. Good job.